One of the innovations that I've enjoyed most in recent years of my practice is Cerec one-visit crowns. What I really like about Cerec crowns is that they really are so much more aesthetic than the crowns of the past. In the past, the most common type of crown used was called a porcelain fused to metal crown. And this had a metal substructure with porcelain baked on it. The problem with these is that you often had a dark line at the base of the tooth where the porcelain and the metal met, and you also had less translucency of the tooth. The light couldn't pass through that crown like a natural tooth. So Cerec overcomes these limitations by one, being all porcelain, and two, what I really like is that I can do less to the tooth to do the restoration. In other words, I don't have to run the crown all the way to the gum line oftentimes. I can stop the crown partway up the tooth and end it where it's best for your cleaning ability and best for retaining as much tooth as possible. So those are some of the big advantages of Cerec. One of the things you'll like is that it doesn't cost more than one of these conventional crowns. And secondly, it takes less of your time because instead of having 2 visits, you have 1. So how do we do them? Well, first of all, I just generally shape the tooth. I polish it very precisely. We take a camera and image the tooth. We image the teeth above and we record how the teeth bite together. With all this information in the computer, we're able to design a crown in 3 dimensions with our software. After the crown is designed, another machine, a milling machine called a CAD/CAM milling machine, will take a block of porcelain, and in about 7 minutes to 8 minutes, it will take 2 diamond tips and will polish that block of porcelain into the shape that was on that computer. I then take that completed crown, polish it, and make sure that the bite is correct in your mouth, and then I bond it to your tooth. All those things take place in 1 visit. So what I really like about these restorations is that it helps me to preserve tooth structure, helps me to get you back to your original tooth strength, and is a very, very aesthetic restoration. There are some people that clench or grind their teeth or have very short teeth where there isn't room for a conventional crown. Now we have the option of doing what's called an Emax crown. Now Emax uses the same method of making a crown as Cerec does. The additional step is that I take the porcelain that's milled from the mill machine and I place that crown in an oven. This oven heats this crown up to 1800 degrees. It changes the crystalline structure of the porcelain and it makes this crown 3 times stronger than a normal tooth. So when I most often use these is in the situation where the crown needs to be thinner or in a high stress situation like a second molar where the most force is placed against the teeth as chewing occurs. So we have now some high strength and very nicely aesthetic options. I really enjoy being able to help you to preserve your teeth through using Cerec crowns, and what I really like is it's a combination of applied science and technology and artistry